Welcome to the second day of the AIFSD Festival 2025. My name is Jorge Palacios, and I'm just here to, do a little housekeeping and, MC of sorts. I'm part of the organizing team. So why this festival matters? Yes, we're here to learn. This is something that it's in our Thoughtworks DNA. It's also important to reflect because it's not only about the good things or the things that go great, but also the things that could have been improved or done better. And it's an opportunity to explore. We are more than happy to say that we made the effort along with the learning and development team to bring sessions that are not only aimed towards developers, but they enclose the whole software development lifecycle or even people from product or otherwise. So it's for the whole company. Today, well, we have Richard and Beatriz. Richard is going to be our first speaker, and this is the title. I don't want to ruin it. And remember that there are two tracks for today, and if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow. So double check the Zoom URL and sessions because there are two different. And without further ado, my friend Richard, the screen is all yours. I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Hello, everyone. Today I'll be presenting the talk entitled "What AI in Autism Education Taught Me About Collaborating with AI in Software Development." Huge thank you to Esteban that helped me to configure and make this presentation, and all the discussions that I had through DM. So, okay. About this talk, there are a few comments that I have to say to you. The first one is this session is for all roles. There is no role restriction. Keep engaging on chat. Let me know if you have any question. Maybe I will, at the end of the presentation, we can go ahead, we can go through all the questions and I will answer if there are any. For the second bullet point, I have this section will be handled in English to overcome the language barrier. It will be lectured in a common language. Feel free to make a question in Portuguese, English, Spanish. I believe that I will share the content translated to Spanish as well. And this is my to-do action for the end of the day. About the hands-on that we are do through this lecture, I mocked it, all of them, because due limited time. So the interaction, it will be on your side. Feel free to reach me after on Google Chat or any other source possible way that I will share at the end. And the content in specific, I will be sharing over a specific link that you can see at the presentation. The kickoff agenda for this presentation, it will follow a specific procedure that I tried to use it during my research. So it's based on stages. The first one is it's the embrace one, the second articulate, integrate, stimulate, detach it, and question mark at the end that I will say at the end. Okay, now we are good. We can start. My name is Richard. I didn't present myself, but I am a brown guy with curly hair, short curly hair, and I'm using a red T-shirt and white headphones and gray glasses, and my background teamed with the AIFSD background that were shared over our email. this talking in specific, I tried to bring some of the discussions that I had through my master degree that I will be defending at the end of this year. So there are some uncommon words that come through the on a daily basis when the people are doing some of the things that I'm doing in my master's degree. Some of these are here. So AI, accessibility, education, collaboration, software development, not only goes in a way that in my research area, but also are words that I try to embrace on a daily basis, since this makes so much sense for me, since I'm a technologist. So I try to apply some of these words in my delivery, what I try to discuss with people, and in specific on my job at Thoughtworks. The stage one for this presentation, it's to embrace. I brought you guys some data that I will be sharing. According to United States Center for Disease Control and Prevention, 1 in every 36 American children under the age of 8 has autism. So they face challenges and learning challenges in specific, such as difficulties in communication, processing. So these things impacts their understanding of different subjects. One of them is mathematics, and it's what I've been research in my master's. And mathematics in specific is essential for cognitive development, as this studies from Clishian that was shared at 2022 presented some important facts about logical reasoning and problem-solving skills. And one of the things that these studies brought is that an adapted and inclusive teaching approach increases motivation, promotes autonomy, and facilitates integration in other areas of knowledge. In a specific, the use of AI is growing exponentially in education techniques. So Araújo Filho is one of the researchers that do a lot of content regarding the discussions about accessibility and use of AI. In our educational systems, we know that we are way ahead in different aspects, but accessibility, unfortunately, is not one of them. Accessibility is one of the areas that in specific tech that we all know that is important, but few of us feel fully prepared to tackle. It requires empathy, effort, and disconnected by the goals that we have for a specific sprint. And we also know that artificial intelligence has flaws. So we know at the magazines, at the specific TV shows and series that AI can bring some scary headlines. But if we dismiss this important and so powerful technology, we will lose an opportunity to make our work, especially when we are talking about accessibility, because it will bringing this topic, it will turn the things way faster, clearer, and more scalable. AI can replace it, the human ethical thinking, but it can help us to execute. And we know that most technologies only turn AI when something breaks. But what if we thought ahead? Why not trying to understand the problems, defining workflows, creating measurable goals? In other words, use reactively. Not use reactively, but strategically. Some of the contents that were okay. Thank you, Stephanie. For a second. Okay. One of the content that was shared through these last few years was the Gaia. There is a accessible guide. Em português, it says Guia para a Inclusão de Pessoas com Autismo. And the lower words says that some people has doubts about the consensus and necessity of qualification when we want to deliver something, deliver some technology. So these accessible guides, it will help us to deliver content following some guidelines, such as WCAG that we have for web development. And the autism guide that I was presenting to you here, it really helps when we are trying to deliver such a accessible, good, with a good creation. Yeah, we start meeting questions. Sorry. And this is some of the content that is generated to turn the software environment more accessible and more people can feel comfortable from what is being developed and then delivered. I have one question for you. If an AI gives a perfect answer, but isn't accessible, it is still useful? Yeah, this is a question for you to think and not necessary to answer. But when we are trying to develop the things and develop the, deliver the content that we are doing in academia, it is basically one of the questions that pops up into our head. One other guideline, it's Gaia. It's a collaborative platform. It will help us to, it's a recommendation guide. It will deliver like inclusive digital design for people with autism. So there are proper guidelines, bullet pointed, so you can go through, read it and out, and try to deliver the content following these guidelines in a practical perspective. And it was really helpful for me when trying to deliver something during the process that I was doing in my research in a specific. Combining these two guides and the content that we can face through the web, we can go through some agreements, such as this one. I created this image for you that are some inclusive design principles for interfaces that can really help us to delivering content. We know that we have some actions that we have to deliver, we have to develop when creating accessible environments, or trying to embrace these things over the developments that we are doing for our clients, maybe because in sometimes we know that it's important to deliver such content. So it would be good to have something to base your decisions. So these bullet points, I will not read them out for you, but some of them are used to slow down Zoom when you think presenters can speak more slowly, and you have people, if you let people hear something over your development, you can develop different ways of listening to audios in a specific to help people that is hearing impaired and people who doesn't speak in their native language. We have to remember writing some common words such the commercial and an X, and we can. There are some questions there are some things that we really have to focus, some modifiable time limits, flexible controls, ensure clear readable layouts, and semantic elements such as the one that were shared over the Gaia and the accessible guidelines that are shared before. The stage 2 is to articulate. So I have here a GitHub project that was one of the delivered softwares that I had through my master's. It is called Outbot, and it's an AI tool that will help not only people with autism, but all their environment to understand more about specific topics and autism related. What we're doing here is, this is just the main page with a login. You can access our documentation and the specific technology that we've been using through the link after I will share the presentation with you. But basically what we've been doing, this is just a mock example, but through this slide that was created in Figma, we are doing a question, and the AI is answering us. We use the LLM that is called Llama from Facebook, Meta, and we managed to modify a little the prompt that would be sent to the language model with some specific contents, because we wanted to ensure that our the information that will be shared to the end user. So we modified a little, adding some specific contents such as the guidelines and the HTML requirements that we wanted to address in a question. At the very left, you can see that we have a historical, the history of the interaction with the Outbot. So we try to implement the history, so the user can go back and forth in the timelines and interact with the previous question that was made, the previous answer that the AI gave, and then we can basically enhance and make the experience in the software better. But some of you may think about why modifying the prompt that we shared with the AI can help. Can help. So I brought to you a study that says specifically about this. This was made from Zhang, an empirical study on prompt compression for large language modules. This empirical study, it will support the findings, and it will document some information about LLM prompt comprehension, compression, and if I said comprehension, I'm sorry, compression, and the answer that it will give you based on the input that the user is giving. This study specifically evaluates some prompt compressions methods across different databases. If I'm not wrong, okay, it's here, 13 data sets and 3 LLMs, GPT, Claude, and 2 different ways of GPT. It will provide an analysis about how prompt length impacts the output quality. The conclusion is basically we have 2 different ways that we can go here. The conclusion about if adding some content to a specific prompt, it will make the AI unfocused or make a worse work. It can be if we provide more info, it sometimes can lead the AI working worse because it will focus from the real problem in specific scenarios, such as economically computationality. Longer prompts, it will lead to higher computational complexity and economical costs, since we are giving to them more data for them to process and give her some answers based on what is entered, maybe on a API call, if it is the case. But also, if we try to enlarge the context, more info, it could include irrelevant details that dilute from the core information. It can be indeed make the LLM perform worse or unfocused. So a moderate compression has been shown to improve performance in such cases. In the other perspective, enhancing or enlarging the prompt that we are giving to the AI can make the AI better in specific scenarios. One of them is important one that is basically the topic that we discussed over the AI 101 classes that we have here, Thoughtworks, such as the one that discuss about hallucinations and how we can improve our abilities of extracting the important and the real data from the answers that AI can give us. So having more of the original compressed information generally leads to fewer hallucinations, as information loss is a primary trigger for them. When we talk about short context for shorter prompts, providing the complete and compressed information typically will lead us to a better performance, as compression tends to decrease accuracy. Therefore, this statement is not universally true or false. The impact is more info, is highly context dependent, particularly on the length of the original context and the relevance of some additional information. So I was watching a little the presentation that we had yesterday, and it was really there were important topics discussed. One of them was to impersonate or create personas over in AI usage. So I asked the ChatGPT to help me creating like interactable environment, so we can go through the specific required points to create a persona in AI. So they created the perfect prompt recipe. This slide uses a culinary metaphor to present the components as ingredients for perfect AI response. So it is a friendly visual and easy to remember example. Here, I will not go through all of the steps that were discussed yesterday, but we already know that we to create a persona, we can say the specific some specific information, such as I want to impersonate in a short future senior software development software developer that has a strong and deep knowledge in software architecture. So maybe the following answers can be based on this one. We have the context, the task, the format, and the tone. At this slide, I'm showing to you some example, a specific example. If you want the AI to follow a specific style, just show what you want to mean. What you mean. Giving it a little sample works wonders to guide the output. So maybe not maybe, when we want some answers from AI, giving them like a small example of the answer that might require, it would be helpful for the answer delivered from the AI. So through this prep meal, we will craft a great response for AI, and we will deliver a delicious meal. It's about using the right ingredients. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to add the embed the code here because Google presentation didn't allow me to. But after I share, so you can go through all of the guide. There is basically the 60 steps. I'll go over the last presentation, the previous presentation, and that there you will have more context about these topics. And one other discussions that we can go through, it's the sycophancy. It was a discussion that I saw over LinkedIn once. That is basically and we faced the problem with ChatGPT recently. There was basically ChatGPT was trying to flattering people so people can use more or use ChatGPT on a daily basis. And so maybe using the directive that I share at the end of this slide in the prompts that you be asking AI, it will reduce excessive agreement and flattery that we have in LLMs, because LLMs often prioritize agreeableness over truth. It's basically the explanation for sycophancy. Many models are tended to be polite, friendly, harmless. So adding this information in the very end and the very beginning of the prompt that we will be sharing, that we will share with AI, it will help you to have a more reliable answer, and we can ensure a little more that the AI is not trying to answer what you want to them to answer. And it will work better, best. It works best for analytical day-to-day tasks where truth goes way more than empathy. It's not ideal when we're trying to get answers from like sales, tutoring, or humanized agents, because it's basically what we want for them. The stage 3 is to integrate. So now we created the personas, and we know that we have some contents that we can use to manage our daily basis as a developer, as a QA, a tester or a project manager. We can create different people, and we can have the answer for all of them all at once. Our interaction, it will enrich a lot our interaction with AI. What about integrate? Now that we have some informations, we can go through a polyglot talent. Through this slide, this page, I wanted to show to you that if you're a QA, you can see different perspectives that you would never if you were asking only with your persona, like your way of creating prompts, or the way that you're trying to ask questions for AI or others. So creating these contents, it will help to have a high aptitude and the ability to learn new skills, the ability to solve problems to solve problems easily. You can become an expert in specific technologies if you create a persona that will help you through the learn process of creating and so on. And we also can continuously learn, the continuous learn platform. We will try to deliver and leverage its own knowledge. From
Richard,
this,
can you
yeah. Okay. Thank you, Fernando. Through this one, I wanted to show you the image that I created for one of the articles that I managed to create, and it is in the procedures. It is in proceeding, so it was not launched yet, but it was basically the workflow that I had in one of the classes that I gave in uni. For the discipline of software engineering, the phase one, we try to interact more with the students, and the phase two, we created specific groups with a professor and a group of students, and the phase three, we tried to interact more and more and more. So we flowed through the three circles that we had at the very end: research, discussion, research, and then action, and then discussion. We started with discussion. We went to research, and then we created and deliver at the very end. One of the delivers was the output that I just presented you at the previous slide. And this basically followed the inverse tree that I presenting you. That it started with an idea and when all of go to the delivered one. The stage 4 is to stimulate. And how can we do it? I wanted to show a case, a pretty good case that most of the people here knows. And also, I wanted to interact more with the people that are on this presentation, so I'm sharing my account here. But what do we know about Duolingo? We know that Duolingo, it's like top learning platforms that we have nowadays. And Duolingo turns language learning into a game with points, streaks, levels, and keeps users engaged and motivated with daily goals and the small, sometimes large lessons. They have adaptive learning systems. So it uses AI to personalize difficulty, to bother you with the frequency of the lessons that you've been doing, and the review intervals of a specific topic based in your interaction with the app. But the most important, it tries to help you learn from mistakes and adjust content accordingly, and also helps with the spatial repetition. That is a proven way of learning things. One of the best one shared by Richard Feynman in some studies. And what did I do in my in the thesis that I will be defending at the end of the year? I created an ontology that will differentiate some aspects, some nuances of people with autism, and it is labeling some abilities or strengths and weakness that some of the people with ASD can have, such as the auditive, logical, motor, sensory strength. And from the weaknesses perspective, the auditive, logical, motor, sensory, and visual one. And at the very end, I'm using AI to adapt the content that I'm sharing at that I will be delivering, some actions, some quizzes, and some games that they can interact in the platform to learn math properly. It will strengthen their knowledge in a specific difficult topic that is math, but it will also understand the different aspects that each person can have. Ontology, it will allow us to formally describe formally describes concepts, relationships, and roles within a domain. In my master project, I'm building an assistive platform for individuals with ASD, and this ontology that I'm presenting to you plays a key role in structuring knowledge about learning systems, behavior, content adaptation. By linking ontology and the reasoning agent, that is the intelligent part of the project itself, we can infer personalizing teaching strategies based on students' interaction with the system. This agent runs and collaborates with other components. It will work as a microservices, is more tech related, but it works as a microservice with other components, including ALM to make real-time decisions. So it will suggest to the user that using the app different treatments that it will help them. This bridges with AFZ because we are using formal logic, ethical alignment, and intelligent agent to deliver inclusive and adaptive education. So ontology will help you the decisions made by AI. Okay. I'm sorry. Ontologies will help to ensure that decisions made by AI systems are explainable and grounded in shared, invalidated knowledge. And it really helps when we work with vulnerable communities and not so much discussed once academically by delivering the interaction between AI and accessibility. But we are getting better day by day. One of the one of the things that I can't miss saying to you, it's about the results from interaction, the usage of such apps. What does these things generate? Basically, what moves AI? That is data. The source things. AI is not more than learning module that will receive some content and will deliver based on some nodes and some relationship between nodes, weights and connections between neural networks and so on. But also we have the deep learning that we will not, it's not necessarily needed to input some data. It will interact with what it already have, but we are not going that deep. When we talk about the generated data, can assistant, I thought in a specific questions for you guys to think. Can assistant be truly intelligent if it doesn't understand the diversity? So in a presentation that I had, I brought this these topics that you can see, that is basically showing the data collection to make people think about the including data that will represent LGBTQ voices, languages, expressions, the data creation, remove ableist, heteronormative, and transphobic biases. In fine tuning, use data focused on the diversity and inclusion, on feedback loops, collect user signals to continually adjust and improve future model response, since we know that some LLMs such as ChatGPT have a knowledge cut from the previous year. So the data that we are generating and being providing to it will be help the next launch of the ChatGPT or any LLM that you may use. The stage 4 is basically detach. So analyze what you've been doing. What metrics will prove your process is inclusive and adaptive? How can you make accessibility measurable in my team workflow? Could I translate human feedback into automation? What is one of the things that the current project that we are working on technologies as a consultant that deserves to be tracked differently. These are the results that I had from my software, and this incite me to some of discussions that I brought this slide. There is no text on it, but helped me to create a database on Google Sheets, because when more easy when we are trying to integrate some things, the more easy it can be, more easy for you to use it on a daily basis. So I created on a database on Google Sheets with the responses that I had to in my PR in the account that I was working. And then every time I submit a PR, I go through there and I see if there were some comments to a specific designing pattern or a specific name label that I had that I have to follow. I created a persona in specific to create better tickets. So following specific topics that were shared to me in different feedbacks that I had. And the last but not least, I have a specific persona that will help me with my learning language process that I am really addicted to. Learning different languages, it can be really easy and fun when we use the AI for help you with different tools that we go through day by day. The stage 6 is basically to remember why you started. I modified the CI/CD pipeline that is basically an infinite loop to label to bullet point some specific words for you to keep in mind, some actions that you can go that you can follow when you're trying to integrate AI in your work. And learn. This is the word that it motivates me and moves me day by day when I'm creating something, write something for academia or for Thoughtworks or for the client that I'm working with. Learn this slide for me. It's so powerful because this small word it moves me. So reach me in case of if you want to discuss about something in specific that I shared here. I created this this project plan for you if you want to try different LLMs, because to not be biased in a specific one, such as ChatGPT, that is the most common one. You can try differentiating and try to address with the different tips that I gave you today. And just start with 5 minutes per day. The 15 not 5, the 15 first minutes that you have in your in your day, maybe when you're grabbing a cup of coffee, maybe go to a specific and try to interact. It will be fun, it will help you. And that's it. Hope this presentation it was helpful, and I'm here in case of a need. Please evaluate this presentation. Thank you.